So, Games Workshop have confirmed it. We're getting that brand new book series, which I mentioned in a Rumour video a couple of days ago. We're starting with book 1, which is Ark of Omens. Apparently, there's not going to be a model for this book, but the later books, which we'll start talking about later on in the video, will have models, and we'll get into those models, potential models for those books in a second. I just want to basically cover the whole narrative of this, like start with the narrative aspects of what these books are going to feature. One of the big things that they announced during this preview event is that this book won't have any faction rules inside, which I was completely wrong on. I thought that if they're going to do these book series, then they're going to put rules in there, because that's what Games Workshop always do. But apparently, they listened to our feedback, which, you know, 2 thumbs up about that, because this is something that we all hate, is rules spread over multiple books. The thing that's going to be in this book is basically just a new way how to play Warhammer 40,000. So, to sum the narrative up that we've been given so far, this is what's happening. Abaddon has got these ancient space hull wrecks from the warp. He's like transformed them so they can now navigate through space. He's put in command like loyalists to him, like war bands for different space hulks. He's sending them out throughout the galaxy to seek artifacts to help him on his aid to conquer the galaxy. His first step of this is to conquer the northern bits of the Imperium. The Necilius, I don't know, right? I always say it wrong, whatever you say. I'm just going to call it the northern bits of the Imperium. That is his goal. So this is where Arks of the Omen actually starts now. And we're going to be covering this in a multiple-part book series, which will then lead up to 10th edition and the huge stuff that happens in 10th edition, potentially. Now, I will say, from what I've heard through the whispers of the warp, there is going to be quite a few books of this coming out in this series, but apparently the last book will feature the Lion. And again, yes, I am saying Lionel Johnson. I know I say every other bloody video. I've seen the memes. I'll put them up on here and stuff like that. Not the Lion again, Valrak. The reason why I keep giving you the Lion, I keep talking about the Lion, because deep down in my golden loins is that I know he's coming. And I'm trying to give you the Lion on the plate. Please eat the Lion. That sounded very, very wrong. But you know what I mean, right? So from this source, who I trust, the last book will feature the Lion, which makes absolute sense, because some of the other books which I've heard about will feature some of the big characters getting new models. For example, Dante was one of them, Azrael was one of them, Farsight, etc. This new demon prince thing, which I think we've already seen with that like kind of reveal. I know a lot of people are saying it's Dark Mechanicum. It could be Dark Mechanicum, but it could be a demon prince for the Dark Mechanicum, which again could set off the whole Dark Mechanicum range and stuff like that. But I personally think these are some of the big models that we're going to get. Again, this is coming from someone who I trust via a source. And I'm saying that it makes sense in a way, because if you look at what Abaddon's doing, he's trying to conquer the northern bits, right? And you have the Blood Angels over there. So it would make sense for Dante to get a new model. It would make sense for the Blood Angels to feature in one of these books. And then, you know, Dante and maybe even some more Blood Angel models to come out. I'm not saying they've got to come out. I've only heard Dante. For them to get that type of love, and then, you know, that's how you can introduce that new character. Dante Reborn, Primaris Dante. I know a lot of people are going to say, is it Dante going to be Firstborn? I don't know if it's going to be Firstborn. I don't know if it's going to be Primaris. I'm just going off what they've done with every other character, and they've made every other character a Primaris Marine so far in Warhammer 40,000. So I personally think Dante will be a Primaris Marine. I know there's some debate out there saying, yeah, but what about the chance of a Dante dying? If you read Darkness in the Blood, which is a fantastic book, by the way, by Guy Haley, Dante, Devastation of Baal, then Darkness in the Blood, do it in that order. You will not regret it. One of the tech priests of Call is sent to Baal. They have this big, massive space fortress now in the shape of an angel, giving all this new technology of Call and stuff like that. And one of these servants mentioned that one day crossing the Rubicon Primaris is going to be like crossing the road. They're getting better and better and better at it, and there'll be no chance of Marines dying. And I think now we're probably going to be at that point where if Dante crosses the Rubicon, there's going to be no chance of him dying. I personally think that is a really, really crappy way of killing Dante as well. A lot of people say, oh, let him die during the Rubicon. What? Dante, this greatest warrior, dies on an operating table? How crap would that be? Anyway, let's get back to the main talk of the actual book series and the lore. Again, we've just mentioned how the Blood Angels can get involved because it's on their part of the world. The Dark Angels can get involved in this because the Rock is the Rock. It can teleport anywhere in the galaxy. It has that technology inside of it. That technology was explained during the Horus Heresy. Apparently it's like this child thing that can teleport them anywhere. Yeah, it gets a bit weird when you start talking about the Dark Angels, but they can go anywhere. So it makes sense for them to get involved as well. Maybe we're going to have this whole War of the Angels theory that I had ages and ages and ages ago, because we know that the Fallen are still out there. We know the Dark Angels are hunting them. Luther has escaped from the Rock. All these stories can now intersect and collide in the northern bits of the Imperium to start really escalating the war up there. Because so far what we've got is the Imperium's been cut off. Yeah, a few planets have lost. Demons are munching people. That's about it. We haven't really seen the 5 to midnight kind of doomsday scenario with literally losing all contact and all resources and planets in the north. So maybe this is what Abaddon's trying to do now. He's searching for these relics to try and build this huge new weapon or new power or something to completely cut off the north, and then it's got to be cutting off the whole resources of the north to the Imperium. And this is where the Dark Angels get involved to try and stop that with the aid of the Blood Angels. This is where you could have the new Azrael model coming back again, which is rumored to be coming probably with this book series. If we look back at Psychic Awakening, how many models did we have with this Psychic Awakening? There were so many models that come out with those books, and I think this is what's going to happen again with this book series, but again with Azrael, Dante, Farsight, etc., getting those models. And lastly, I think it's going to reintroduce the Lion into this storyline. Maybe it's the Lion's time to awake, the Watchers wake him up to stop Abaddon from completing this final goal. And I know what you're going to say, Valrak, you're losing your mind again, right? Stop talking about the Lion. Every other video, Valrak, it's always about the Lion. But, right, there's a small little bit of bait to hang on here, right? A small little tidbit just to grip onto. Yes, we may be grasping at straws, but if you look at the box set for the new terrain, which is basically in part now with this book series, because it's all about Space Hulks, it's all about, fighting indoors and stuff like that. It's all got to go with the narrative now of what's coming with Abaddon and his Space Hulk crusades and stuff, right? Right at the bottom left, there's a little symbol, and a big shout out to Cookie Monster for pointing this out and sending it to me on a PM over on Discord. Look at that symbol there. I'm going to put it on the screen now. I'm sorry, I'm zooming right in. To me, that is a Dark Angel / Fallen, right? So maybe maybe this is saying it's right there in front of us saying this is what it's all going to be about. This is it's kind of a Dark Angel story now to reintroduce some major characters, some new models for the Dark Angels, a narrative story for Azrael, the Lion, whoever else is going to get their time to shine in this story. Maybe it's completely something that is nothing, right? It's absolutely nothing, but maybe it could be something. I personally think it is something. Why would they have that symbol there? What is that symbol to you? To me, that is Dark Angel / Fallen. It looks like a bit of a Chaos Sword at the bottom and the wings and stuff with the Dark Angels at the top. So I'm thinking now, this is all starting to make sense. All the rumors that I've been hearing now for months and months and months are all now starting to make sense with the return of some big new characters in new models, should I say, and again, the return of a Loyalist Primarch. And just before I go, I had to re-edit this into the video. I'm sorry, because I forgot all about it. I was rendering the video, I was like, oh my god, I forgot the big thing about it. We have heard rumors of this Angels of Death Codex book, whatever you want to call it. And for you chaps who've told me, because I wasn't around back then, the Angels of Death stuff was originally the Dark Angels and Blood Angels. So maybe this is something where we're going to get a book called The Angels of Death, which will feature the Blood Angels and the Dark Angels in this book. A bunch of lore, them teaming up, them smashing face, all that. I don't know. Just it's literally out there now. It's just starting to make sense, and I absolutely love it all. Whatever happens, I am absolutely excited. I love the lore. I love the models and stuff like that. The game, not so much, is in a good state for me, and you know, I made a video about that and stuff like that. But when it comes to lore, reading lore and everything like that, I'm always keen to see this, to see what's happening, to see what's changing, to see who's being brought back, who's getting new like models, who's ascending to the Primaris throne or whatever you want to call it. Really, really excited for it. Again, I personally believe all this has happened. Just because I believe it doesn't mean that you have to believe it. But I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback on this. What do you think that's got to happen now during this new narrative campaign? Again, it will connect 9th edition to 10th edition. This is the Psychic Awakening from 8th to 9th, but it's now, you know, this new series. This is what it is now. So what is going to be the big reveal at the end? Again, I'm saying the Lion. What do you think? Do you think it's something else? Do you think it's something bigger, something smaller? What could it be for the big reveal, the big thing that Abaddon is searching? What are these relics he's going out for? I'd love to get all your thoughts and feedback, everything like that, down below in the comment section. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day now. See ya and bye-bye.